it still says not yet. There it is!
Hi, guys.
What's up, everybody? So it's more like 6 o'clock Eastern because we had some lives. We got some works and some lives we had to do. So sorry we're later than we said, y'all. No big deal. We don't have any appointments or commercials, so I don't think anybody cares.
That's
what's
true.
up? There's everybody jumping on. Hello.
Hey,
y'all,
guys.
I don't know if you caught Heather Dill's live the other day where she had purchased from Amazon a home lead testing kit. So she scraped some jewelry and did some lead testing, and it came up. What did it come up? Positive! I know nobody's shocked. So what we have done is we have purchased what's up, everybody? Hello. All these nice hellos. We purchased some lead testing kits. We also got a nickel testing kit. It's supposed to be here on Thursday. I'm hoping it comes in time to do a special tea time. Morgan Ferguson was going to be on today to talk about Clubhouse, but she is sick, y'all.
Yeah, we want to hear about that Clubhouse bullshit.
And when she's doing that, she's also got a testing kit. So we were going to talk about the Clubhouse app and the shenanigans that go on in Clubhouse. And then we were going to talk about the lead and nickel testing we're going to do live. Now, somebody, and I don't remember who it was, told me that the FDA allows trace amounts of nickel and lead to be in products. And then you can call it nickel and lead compliant because there's a minimum amount.
Correct.
But I'm not sure that the word free, nickel and lead free, is appropriately used on their advertising for paparazzi accessories.
Correct.
And it has trace amounts. So we're going to try to figure that out.
Right. Either way, they're fucking liars.
Yeah, because let's face facts. They do how many thousands of products a year? And the ex-paparazzi employee that we spoke to said they don't do any testing. So they're quote-unquote relying on their manufacturers that they are nickel and lead free. I don't believe it's true. And I think that if you are going to put your name on something and you are going to make a claim, that you ought to have proof of that claim. And since the it does say Tracy with the tiny hands. Since no one has any proof and they won't give us any proof, I would like to see testing done.
Hey, Faith. Hi, Faith. You can always watch that replay, babe. You can watch that replay. It's right there on the tea time, and I'm pretty sure that that episode is uploaded on my YouTube.
Oh, and Joe said you don't mind if I do a latte instead, girl. You drink whatever beverage fires you up. If you want to drink some Fireball because you're fired up, it's free to do so.
Right. So, since we did not get our guest on here, there is things that I wanted to talk about. Tracy said, "Oh, shocker."
I know. I was like, "Do you have anything you'd like to discuss?" And she's like, "Yes, I do." I'm like, "Shocking."
Shocker. So, there's some things that I would definitely love to discuss with y'all.
And there's Miss Charlie up. Jackson said, if it's nickel and lead free, then how the hell did it burn my neck? That's what I'd like to know.
That's what I'd like
Charlie
to know.
Jackson, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do it on some live testing. We're going to do some live on-air testing. And then we're hoping that the lady that sent it off to the University of Tennessee gets her results back soon and we can hear from her.
Yeah. For sure.
Oh, I got the tiny hands again.
Okay, so, you know, this is something that bothers me. It has always bothered me when I was in paparazzi, and it bothers me now. And I want to talk about it. And I want to talk about the hypocrisy in paparazzi, blatant hypocrisy in paparazzi, and how what's really sad is it's happening right in front of consultants, and some consultants just don't see it, or maybe they just don't mind. I never did this when I was a leader. And if there's leaders if there's ex-paparazzi consultants that are leaders that did do it, you could be like, Jerry, F you, and I'm cool with that. Or, you know what, you're right, Jerry. So, or whatever. But this is the deal. And it pisses me off. When your leaders send out challenges for you to do, but that leader has never even done that themselves, that's called a hypocrite. Okay? Just want to let you know. You're a fucking hypocrite.
Oh my God, yes. Please, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the 500-piece challenge for the person who gets their 50 pieces a month minimum so they can collect their check, but is challenging you to sell 500 pieces to be entered in a contest. Oh, let's talk about that.
Let's talk about going live for 90 days straight. Jessica Trussell, who is notorious for putting this challenge out there to her team, this girl can't even go live for 90 fucking minutes, let alone 90 goddamn days straight.
Is it because she doesn't know how to do it, or because she doesn't have enough jewelry to show for 90 minutes? Or 90
she
days
has enough jewelry to show. She's one of those pop-up people who buy, but can't sell shit. Oh, please. Oh, please. The problem is, in her lifestyle, it's impossible for her to go live 90 days straight. So why then does she always get on and challenges her team? And she's not the only one. There's many people. My team had a 90-day challenge. Let me tell you, it wasn't from me. It was from the teammates who had done that. I have never completed a 90-day challenge straight live. So I would never put that challenge out there. I'm not a fucking hypocrite. Okay? It's hypocrisy. And your leaders across the board, the ones that say, I'm going to train you how to sell, and they haven't sold shit in 3 years, right? I'm going to train you how to sell this jewelry. Just sign up underneath me. And they don't do anything anymore, right? Here's looking at you, Debbie Rowe. Your LOP diamonds were showing up while you sat.
That's why I highlighted it, because that was funny as hell.
That was funny. That was funny. So how can you sit there and follow somebody's lead as a leader when they're challenging you to do things that they haven't even done themselves, and they don't do themselves at all?
And look at Miss Kathy here. She said she got put down by her team because she didn't do a 30-day challenge because her husband had 3 strokes. What is wrong with people? Kathy, I am so sorry that is the kind of team that you had to deal with, because that is absolutely horrific. Let's talk about the sisterhood now, huh? Where were your sisters coming over with your meal train, bringing you some meals, telling you they were so sorry, trying to help you sell jewelry? Did they sell your jewelry for you?
What's against compliance? Only certain people are allowed to do that.
Oh, that's right, because What's-Her-Face did it. Chalk Challenge Troll did it.
Correct.
She did it and sold on behalf of a lady whose husband was, did he have COVID and he'd been hospitalized? Was that the deal? Maybe
Michelle
I'm
Johnny.
misremembering what her justification for breaking compliance was, but she was selling her jewelry on behalf of that other consultant.
Correct.
And all funds were going to her.
Correct. Yeah. So this is what kind of prompted me to the hypocrisy of it all. And there's so much to talk about when you talk about hypocrites. Jessica Trussell is the walking, talking, living hypocrite. I won't say that she's the number 1 living hypocrite in paparazzi, but she's definitely the top 10. Okay. Because let's face it, most of them are fucking hypocrites, right? Not all of them, most of them.
And we're going to hear more about Jessica Trussell, because apparently she's all up in Clubhouse. Like, that's
of course she is. Like they feel that talking crap in Clubhouse is my hair's crooked as usual, is a safety net for them not to get busted, and they feel that they're working their business by blabbering their jaws in Clubhouse. So they're working it and they're training people, but it's kind of behind the scenes, right? So you can't screenshot what they're saying. You can't, it's an easier way for them not to get busted on their bullshit, kind of a thing. When they see people enter Clubhouse, they could just zip it and they just leave the room. It's the most childish thing. Here's the thing. I've always been front and center. It didn't matter if I was telling off a teammate, Rainy Grimm, you piece of shit. It doesn't matter if it was before or after convention. It didn't matter if it was on my live show. I was always saying what I needed to say to who I needed to say it in front of fucking everybody. Like, I'm not going to go hide in Clubhouse and hide my bullshit and be a Patty Shevlin and do a karma chameleon and all this stupid bullshit, this childish bullshit that they do. It drives me nuts. So let's talk about the hypocrisy. So I talk about Jessica Trestle because she is a fucking hypocrite, by the way, but she will pray for you. So I do think that her prayers are more genuine than Tommy Johnson's, but it's still to put money in their pocket. So either way, it's fucking disgusting. Okay. Her cousin is Amy Higginbotham. And you're going to say, who the F is Amy Higginbotham? And the reason why you're going to say who the F is Amy Higginbotham, because the girl doesn't work the business. She just kicks back and helps Jessica Trestle. And so she signed up Jessica Trestle. It goes Amy Higginbotham and then Jessica Trestle, right? So she signed up Jessica Trestle and she helps Jessica run her team. So she pretty much sits on her ass and does nothing. She has this post in a team, her team, right? I'm surprised the team even knows who she is. She said, funny story. I'm going to read it verbatim. Part of this doesn't matter, right? Erica sent me an email through the back office about not being active while I was recovering from my open heart surgery. That sounds about right.
Mix your Lacey.
That sounds about right.
Was your heart still open?
Yeah.
I mean, if it was closed up, what's your excuse, girl? Your
I know.
heart's open. Open your wallet. You opened your heart. Open your wallet.
You don't have to get up off the couch and put your credit card number into the back office to purchase.
If you would just sign up for Fashion Fix, you would never have to worry about being active every month. Does that sound like anybody's heard before? Does that a message anyone's received? If you would just sign up for Fashion Fix, you would be automatically active every month. You would not have to worry about getting online and ordering. You would not have to worry about not having anything you like in the back office because Fashion Fix is fashion forward. Everybody loves it.
Okay, who was that you just did? Because I don't know.
Oh, I had an upline. She's from the country. Let's just say that's my deep West Kentucky accent.
Lord. You know me, I just say it.
It will solve all of your problems.
Well, there you go. Okay, so Amy Higginbotham, and let you know I'm reading it verbatim, and anybody who's on Amy Higginbotham's team can verify that I am literally reading this verbatim. Funny story. I was at a union meeting the other day. I am a district bargaining union rep. I listen, take notes, submit ideas formally, and am usually pretty quiet during these meetings and negotiations until it's time not to be. Well, I was compared to a character on a TV show, Scandal, and I couldn't help but giggle under my breath. Huck. They nicknamed me Huck. This was the beginning of what she had to say. Okay. So, and again, this is Amy Higginbotham, who doesn't work the motherfucking business ever. She just collects commissions, and there's plenty of those out there.
She purchases a minimum amount of jewelry every month in order to collect her what? Commission check.
Okay. With that and all the verbiage being thrown around about paparazzi being a cult, I'm going to speak up because I have had enough. Our team is suffering. I'm not talking about volume. I'm not talking about commissions. I'm talking about morale.
They're sad.
I got a lot to say about this. We are losing consultants due to the lack of morale because a bad apple, she's talking about me, by the way, a bad apple who couldn't follow policies and procedures and was warned numerous times. If anyone else had violated P&P to that degree that this consultant did, it would have taken one strike to be canceled. Now, we've demonstrated many times on this show how that's not fucking true. Okay? Now, there is an entire movement to determine or crack paparazzi's proverbial crown. While referring to the company as a cult, which I find rather ironic, I was to remind everyone, you are free to sign up. You are free to cancel your consultantship. You are free to market and sell your jewelry as long as it falls within the P&P guidelines of the DSA. For some of us, this is our bread and butter. How we pay our bills and feed our families. And it is not okay to mess with that.
Yes, it is.
You love how she goes straight to fucking money?
Guess what? The soldiers in the Nazi regime were also paid, and it was their bread and butter. You want to tell me how working for a morally bankrupt leadership is okay because that's the job you've got? Get a different job, you lazy fuck.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It is not okay to mess with that. It's not okay to destroy somebody's business simply because you no longer agree with them. We are all adults and need to act like it. I won't say any names. She's talking about Geraldine Souza. I don't think I have to, but having an inside glance at this so-called leader, in the words of Bailey Sarin, get better idols. Jim Jones
Bailey Sarian.
Bill Jones is dead. Even he didn't drink his own Kool-Aid.
Well, and that was Jim Jones, you fucking nimskin.
And then she did the definition of cult down here, okay? And we all know what a definition of a cult is: a group or movement held together by a shared commitment to characteristic leader or ideology. It has a belief system that has the answers to all of life's questions and offers a special solution to be gained only by following. And then she cut it off, blah, blah, blah. So let me tell you something. There's a whole lot I want to say about this. It has nothing. It has nothing to do about how she feels about me. And should I have been canceled when I told Rami Grimm she was a piece of shit for what she did? Sure. It was in my team trainings, and I've seen consultants do a hell of a lot worse in team trainings than what I did. Number one. And I didn't just call out Rami Grimm with her disgusting acts. I also called out Hunter Matthew, and I also called out Andrew, which was his main squeeze at the time. Do I take that back? Never would. I did not. Paparazzi, Jesus. Paparazzi told me I had to apologize. I said, fuck you, I'm not apologizing. Paparazzi also told me I had to put her back in my training page. I said, fuck you, I'm not doing it. What am I missing?
There's somebody on here who wants to tell us what God wants, but isn't brave enough to put their picture up. Hey, Tiff Smith, whoever the fuck you are, God doesn't like people doing as others do to you. Move on. Bitch, fuck off. Move on right out of the show.
Okay, so
you're a coward with no picture and a fake profile. So how about you? I'm gonna go ahead and take her out of the mix, and she wants to tell us about God. We're not here to hear what you think God has to say at all.
Okay, so
move along, sugar britches.
Hey, it's cool. The thing is, people have a very twisted sense of belief on what or who they want to worship, right? They think that if you pray and you buy enough paparazzi jewelry that you're going to be successful in the business, which is disgusting, and that is a cult, okay? It is a cult. Make no mistake about it. They have one belief and one ideology. And I was thinking about something today. And paparazzi has these people following just like sheep. And biblically, God does refer to you as sheep because you should follow him. You should follow God. You should follow God's lead, and he will always direct you the way that you need to go. Let me tell you something, though. I have sheep behind me now, and I was thinking about this today.
Oh my God, he's going to punish us.
God, with these sheep. These sheep do everything together. They lay down together. They eat together. If one travels over to the neighbors and gets out, they all want to get out. If one gets out, but the rest of them can't get out, they just sit there and stare at that other one the whole time. Then when they do get out and their owner, right, is yelling at them to come back, they all fall in line, doop, 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 and they all go back. And I'm like, holy shit, that was my entire 3 years in paparazzi. We all ordered at the same time. We all went to convention like we were told. We all did policies and procedures. We ate the grass that they made us fucking eat. All of this. So when she says that we're all adults, that's bullshit. Just follow the rules. If you're an independent business owner, you don't have those rules to follow. It is a cult and they are brainwashing you. This comes from the same leader who doesn't work her fucking business. The same leader who signed up her cousin who tells you to do a 90-day challenge that she does not do herself.
Oh, but it's her bread and butter because
Right?
she
And
got
we
in
shouldn't fuck
early
with that, right?
and someone below her signed up a ton of consultants and she's living off of it. She isn't selling jewelry,
Correct.
holding parties, or sharing the quote unquote opportunity because she doesn't
Correct.
have to, because she gets a
Correct.
check every month. So I got an interesting email that is kind of a
But
it
let
is
me
kind
finish.
of
But let me
oh,
finish
you're
about this
not
real
done.
quick.
Okay, I'll wait for
I'm
you.
not done yet. When she talks in here about talking about morale being down, and she literally, and thank you, Amy Higginbotham, for this, she literally wants to pinpoint that one single person, one, because she just blamed me. She didn't say two, she said one, is completely bringing down not only the entire morale of her team, but all of paparazzi. Fucking A right. Let me tell you, if I was lying and telling you things that were not true, then how is it that everybody who has always felt this now has the power for a voice, and they're all coming out of the woodwork on all the dirty shit that's been done to them? Baby cakes. Your morale on your team isn't low because of one person. Your morale on the team is low because they realize that all the bullshit they've been listening to from you and from Jessica Tressel and from all of these other leaders who want to put money in their pocket, they're realizing it was all bullshit. The lack of morale is when paparazzi went ahead and held a convention haphazardly. People died and nobody gave a shit.
Right?
That's your lack of morale, you dumb bitch. And if people want to say I'm evil because I say fuck you and bitch, you got the wrong evil. You think I'm going to purgatory or hell because I cuss? Well, then it's fucking full. Let me tell you, if you think that you're going to heaven because you swindle people out of money, you line your pockets, you're a liar. You tell people to pray with you. You tell people to spend money so you can be blessed. You're the one that may be on the way to hell. Now you want to get fucking real? Are you kidding me? Wake up. Not one person is going to bring down the entire morale of a whole company that is flat out disgusting. And the people like you, those leaders, those fake leaders, it's you who ruined what it was. Completely ruined it. On
And if
top
one
of,
person takes down the whole company, it actually proves our point that it's a cult. Because if you
correct.
idolize one human being to the extent that you follow them blindly without having all of the information and making an educated decision, you're in a cult.
You're in a cult. Paparazzi is flat out the definition of a cult. They tell you when to order, how to order. You literally are flat out drinking the Kool-Aid. I know. I drank it. I know. So, you know what? Thank you. Thank you, Amy Higginbotham, for giving me the kudos, the accolades of one person being able to do all this.
I'm a little jealous because once
I
again,
know.
Geraldine is doing it all alone.
Sorry. But I would love to throw in that, first of all, Tracy Reed started it before me. She was canceled a year before me, and she was flying out there solo telling paparazzi to suck a bag of dicks. I actually
I'm glad
followed
I'm
her.
not solo. I'm glad
I
you're here with
actually
me, Jerry.
followed her and watched everything she did, and I silently cheered her on because during that last year, I was dying on the inside with the bullshit, not knowing what to do. And the biggest reason why I didn't leave earlier, not only was I not canceled, but I didn't know what to do with my team because I felt like a fucking hypocrite.
And
And I
that's the
was
thing, isn't it?
worried
You
about
feel
my
like you
team.
brought people into this mess, and when you realize what's wrong with it, you've got to figure out how to unwind unwind the spiral that everybody's in. Now, this is an interesting email that I received from somebody who says that they are an elite. And I think that you would have some empathy for what this person is saying based on this discussion. So I want to read this to you because I think that you will find it interesting. And then there's many points we can debate about, but I still think it's an interesting perspective.
Okay, let me put on my charger. That's the one thing I didn't do, and I don't want my phone to die because this is going to be good. I can already tell. I can already tell it. Hold, please. I'm sorry, my life is just a little bit chaotic right now.
Let's just do tiny hand high fives until Jerry gets back.
Tiny hand high fives.
You know what else the tiny hands can do?
Love it.
I love these tiny hands.
Okay. Me.
This email is from someone who created a new email account to send this to me, papatzspiller@gmail.com. The subject is not all elites are the same. First, clearly my name is not T Spiller, but I'm not quite comfortable saying my real name yet as I'm still an elite leader in paparazzi. Not because of passion, but because of fear of not knowing what to do next and frustration that I've put in years for what? My soul is quite literally shredded, and I have never felt so completely lost before in my life. I am smarter than this. I have a master's degree. I quit a 6-figure-a-year job to do paparazzi, and now my marriage is falling apart as my business crumbles. Hashtag same girl. Ask me how I know. My lifetime rank is Maven A-lister, although I have not hit in well over a year. In fact, I barely qualify as producer every month. My team is in shambles. I've put over 5 years into the business, but I don't want to say other specifics yet. I'll tell my story eventually. My checks currently are anywhere from $1,100 to $2,600 per month. At one point, they are around $20,000. They haven't hit $2,000 since Geraldine was canceled and started speaking out. My team took advantage of her trainings when she was a consultant and followed her deeply. Therefore, when shit hit the proverbial fan, they saw it all. I was never mad about it, though. As messed up as that may sound, I have never felt I truly belonged as an elite leader here because, yes, I am money motivated, but I care exceedingly more about people. You cannot take your money to the grave. I have a very normal home. I drive a 10-year-old car. I own nothing name brand. It doesn't matter to me. I want my loved ones taken care of, and right now that's scary. Some of my thoughts as a current, for now, top 0.01% are here. I'm religious, but not because of paparazzi. I know you guys mock Christianity and Bible studies. I'm a Christian. I do go to Bible study, but it has absolutely nothing to do with paparazzi. I would just like to clarify, we're both Christians. We do not mock Christianity. We mock people using fake Christianity as a bullying and motivational tactic to sell shitty jewelry. So I would like to be clear. We're both Christians. We don't mock Christianity or Bible study.
Correct.
I went to 14 years of Catholic school. I even went to Catholic college, people. Went to Thomas More University. I've studied a lot of Bibles. Okay? Not mocking Bible study or Christianity. Or
I am mocking the fact that you connect your Bible studies to paparazzi. You lure people in saying that it is a Christian company when in fact the founders are Mormon, and you fucking know it, and you're a fucking liar. So don't lead your fucking Bible study by a fucking lie. Exactly. That's my fucking problem.
That's both of our problems. So anyway, I just wanted to clarify that as I read, because I don't want anybody to mistake what we're doing here. Back to the email. When Tracy started stirring the pot about COVID convention, she actually called it COVID convention. We were told to do a chalk challenge and in big letters, literally draw sunshine and rainbows on the sidewalk. We were told to be an army of hope, but the mission statement, help our communities. Be the mission statement, help our communities. Be positive. Always fucking positive. She wrote that. You guys, this is a real email. I know you guys have said corporate told us not to say this or that, delete this or that. I personally never heard a word from corporate. Some leaders told their downlines not to discuss, to delete posts, etc., but corporate never told us shit. They've been radio silent the whole time, which is the most infuriating part. So I'm just going to pause here for a second. It's the infuriating part, period. They're radio silent. They're ignoring everything. They won't give
But I'd
anybody
like to say
guidance
one other thing.
or anything.
For a fact, Tracy and I know for a fact that corporate told 3 high leaders to tell their team so it would trickle down through the masses. They didn't tell everybody, Mrs. I know that you're writing this email, Mrs. I'm the 0.1% with
Mrs. Not,
$1,100
yeah.
paycheck. You're not going to get told by corporate anything. These are the top 3 leaders, one being Erica Cole specifically, was in fact told this, and she followed their lead with that disgusting message that she put out to everybody.
Right.
So I want to make that a fact. Yes,
Exactly.
they got their directive from the founders themselves.
So this person didn't hear anything directly because this was all done in the trickle down distribution manner that they do anything that they want to be motivational, right?
Correct.
They can't write it down because it makes them look like assholes.
Correct.
So they say it, they whisper it quietly into the ear of the people that they want to start disseminating the information, and then those people start disseminating. Anyway.
Correct.
Consultants have been facing the backlash of the corporate bullshit you're speaking out on as individuals, and HQ/corporate is silent. They have said nothing to anybody about anything, and that is what pisses me off the most. The silence is so deafening. We got told in our elite call earlier this month that over half the current elite leaders have business in a downward spiral compared to this time in 2020. Instead of asking how they can help and maybe wondering why their beloved leaders are struggling, they blame us, saying we are not working, doing the things, yeah. The fact is, you guys speaking out is severely affecting many of us, and they blame us, not themselves. We were told if you're going backwards, it's on you. There's still people winning here. Be the mission statement. Spread hope. Share your jewelry and the opportunity with others. We matter, and they're so proud of us at summits when they're primping us and our spouses, molding us how they want. They're so proud when we are on a catwalk in Las Vegas, but when we're struggling, we are worthless, and it's on us. Sound familiar? I work about 60 hours a week on Paparazzi. Not smart, hard. But I'm stubborn. I sell about 6 nights a week. I am a slave to my emails and FaceTime, helping people I'm making about $3 on because I want them to be successful as people. I do love the product. I think the stuff is great quality for $5, but these condescending comments absolutely infuriate me. Instead of blaming us because our businesses are affected because people are speaking their truths, maybe they should do some Mormon chanting, reflecting, kumbaya bullshit, and reflect on themselves. It's not us you're mad at, it's them, and their silence is hurting us all. I work harder than some of the highest ranked consultants in this damn company, and my checks are laughable while they collect tens of thousands off our hard work. She's correct. Or he, if it is a he. I feel like I am spinning my tires, getting deeper and deeper stuck in the mud. I cannot get ahead. I don't know how to help people. I just want to scream, cry, and punch something or someone. It's all so stupid. I cannot believe I fell for this bullshit and was looking through rose-colored or Papa Pink-colored glasses for over 5 fucking years. Lastly, you guys speak a lot of generalizations about elites, and I want you to know we're not all like you make us out to be. I personally know 14 other leaders in this company who feel the same way I do, and they absolutely will not say anything because losing elite checks is scary, especially if you went all in as your pressure to do, quote unquote, retired your spouse like many of us have. I don't make near the amount many of them make anymore, but I'm still scared to lose what I've built. I want you to know that we don't all tell our teams to buy ranks. We don't all tell our teams to ignore you guys, etc. In fact, many of us have told our teams to stop buying MF and jewelry you're not selling and sell your shit. New releases do not sell out anymore. Stuff sits on the site for days. Compliance is a joke. It's so gray, nobody knows what the fuck is right or wrong. And if you email them for clarification, they screenshot the clause you already referred to in your email asking about it. It's intentionally bullshit. Anyway, you're hurting paparazzi whether they want to admit it or not, and whether they want to blame us or not. I wish you all luck in your journeys. Keep the scared ones with good intentions in your thoughts, please, as we figure out our next steps in our Papa stories and how to break off a toxic relationship. So many of us had wool pulled over our eyes, and we're now in a very, very bad place. So what I would like to say about that is 2 things. Number 1, I hear you, and I respect what you had to say. I agree with almost every part of it. Number 2, I completely understand why you think it's scary to lose a check. But I believe that if you are working that hard at selling this jewelry that you believe is so great, you wouldn't have to work 80 hours a week to sell it. So you're still deluding yourself. The product is a problem. Your product is a problem and your price point is a problem, or you wouldn't be working this hard to sell it. After 5 years, you should have a large audience, a large following, and people should be excited about what they're buying. If they're not, it isn't just the company that's the problem, it's also the product. So when you leave, you are welcome to join the Recovering Paparazzi Consultants group, where we have all shared very generously all of our suppliers in a document and talk very openly about who we're buying what from, what the quality is, what our issues have been, what the price points are. People are making a go of their own sourcing of products. $1,200 a month. You're making $1,200 a month and you're afraid to leave. That's bullshit.
And I want to
You
know
can
how
make
much.
that much working part-time at McDonald's. That is
Correct.
literally $300 a week in commission.
Correct.
That
And
is a joke. Why would you justify staying somewhere if you're so morally against it for $300 a week?
agreed.
You can make that in a part-time job anywhere and maybe get benefits.
And let me tell you, the other issue here is you're not the only leader that they're listening to. And you admitted in your email that they followed me and my trainings. And I'll tell you, I was organically successful. Okay. I literally built my paparazzi without the help of my upline, who is Lizette Vargas, and she's the biggest piece of shit that there is known in the face.
Is she one of those, I buy my 50 PV a month or my 100 PV
Correct.
a month and collect my check?
She doesn't go live at all. She's the one that literally ripped apart my team. Because to her, it's all high school antics on who's more popular. And she was just pissed. She loved the money I gave her, but she felt like she should get all the accolades of my success when she did zero, nothing, right? She felt like, well, I'm Jerry's upline, so I should get all the accolades for this. Like, what the fuck? What planet? And this is the problem with a lot of people in paparazzi. Their heads are so big that they literally can't even put on the crowns that they get when to walk across the stage with, right? Their head is so fucking huge. Here's the issue. It's not just you, baby cakes, that they watch. They, because they are in paparazzi, whatever you don't give them as a leader, what they want to hear, they're going to go search out. They're going to go search out the Erica Coles with the bullshit. They're going to go search out the Michelle Johnnies with the hypocrisy. They're going to go search out these people who actually do the trainings, the Franks, which are the biggest fake pieces of shit.
Oh my God.
They're going to search out these people to validate some hope of success that does not exist at all. It doesn't exist. And the more that you stay, and I learned this the hard way, right? I literally begged paparazzi not to cancel me. I told them, keep my commission checks. I can't do this to my team. But they knew I was going to get pissed and eventually tell my team what I thought, because that's what I did the whole time I was in paparazzi anyways. I would literally pull up a compliance email and say, if this ain't full of shit, so I don't know what to tell you guys. Because it's shit, right? So they're going to go look for what they want to hear to make themselves feel more comfortable in the big pile of mess that has been created around them, because they're scared to death of the next place.
Exactly.
Just like you. And they are feeding off of your fear. They're feeding off your fear that you promote. Even if you're not talking about it, they know. They know your commissions check blows, even if you're not talking about it. They know the difference between somebody getting a huge high commission check and somebody who is not. And they literally feel your fear, which makes them more scared to do anything. These people are literally moving forward in quicksand. Do you hear me? Quicksand. And you are sinking fast. And I am so happy that I did get canceled when I did. I am happy that I told the founders how I felt before I got canceled. I'm happy that I did all the things I did in paparazzi, calling Raimi Grimm a piece of shit and standing up for my morals and beliefs the whole time I was, because they still changed me a lot from the real person that I was, because they are a cult. But you know what I'm the most happiest about? that now that I'm out, I'm making a difference for these people to see the real truth and what's going on. And all of those fears that they can feel come from you, but no one's saying anything, it now can be validated by everything that we all have to say. And those damn cease and desist letters that are bullshit and all that other bullshit, it's finally giving people that, you know what? I don't have to be afraid. Fuck this. This is the United States of America, and I can say how I feel. This MLM doesn't own me. They don't own you. So what I don't agree with is just like Tracy said, the excuses you have. You want to know what's harsh, baby cakes? I was making over $20,000 a month in commissions when I was let go, just like that. And for a fact, Misty Kirby said Geraldine Souza will be just fine without us. But what Misty Kirby wasn't banking on is that Geraldine Souza wasn't going to get bullied into keeping her fucking mouth shut. And I won't stop. And your team will fail because that company is built around lies, false hopes, false promises, and even their jewelry is shit and their slogan is lies. The whole foundation of what you believed in is bullshit. And it is now stinking so much that people can't ignore the smell anymore. And you're standing right in the middle of it. So I tell you, what are you going to do about it? Because you really do need to dig whatever is up inside you, and you need to start moving forward productively in something that you believe in, because it's not just killing your finances, babes, it's killing your soul. You are dying on the inside out, and they will walk over your dead body just like they did the consultants that died during the fucking convention, and no one will even remember you. The only reason why people remember me and paparazzi is because I won't shut my fucking mouth.
And honestly, I do feel sorry for people who have been in it, who closed down other businesses and are having a financial struggle and problems with their personal relationship. If anybody watched my YouTube interview that I did with Savannah Marie and the podcast that I did with Roberta Blevins from Life After MLM, you heard me tell you that I went hundreds of thousands of dollars into debt because, number one, I was going to open a boutique. I was going to open an actual storefront. And I was trying to get 6 months worth of inventory. Number two, I thought getting a pink diamond piece would make a difference in my business and would push my business to a certain level. So I pushed and pushed and pushed and bought all this jewelry till I got to that big diamond level. What happened? I got fired.
Yep.
I did not get my pink diamond piece or my black diamond piece. Neither did my team. They took it away. They took that piece away from my team.
Yep.
And then COVID hit, and I certainly did not open a store during the pandemic. Is my husband excited that I have 200 and some thousands of dollars worth of jewelry debt? Oh my God, no. In fact, the fact that he still is my husband and not my ex-husband is a testament to the fact that we have worked really hard to get back to a good place, because that was horrible. And I don't blame him for being mad at me, but he couldn't be any more mad at me than I was mad at me. I ate myself alive with guilt, ate myself alive with self-doubt and with disgust about, number one, believing in a company that was such an absolutely horrible place. I found out when you whip the curtain back and see that the wizard of this mighty spectacle is just a little shriveled asshole behind a curtain, lying and faking it to everyone.
Lying.
And then we start to see the jewelry making people sick. Then we start to see the lead and nickel content. We start to see people with burns on their skin. Then we find out that the extremely unfortunate incident that happened on the Paparazzi cruise that I got canceled over, with the handicapped gentleman not being provided with the same opportunity to enjoy his vacation that the rest of us did, happened again at every event that paparazzi's ever held. They have no regard for people with any need, differently abled need. None at all.
At all.
Then the absolute worst happened. People died. And they pretended that nothing happened at all. Let's have a chalk challenge. Be the public face of happiness and positivity. Disgusting.
Disgusting.
So not only did I ruin my personal finances, I supported a company that literally ruined people's lives, ended people's lives with their event that was so unnecessary to be held in person.
Agreed.
So I do have sympathy and empathy for people who are still there. But you've got to make a point of drawing a line in the sand and not stepping over it. Where do you stop bending your morality and your sense of
Correct.
self for money? When do you do that?
Correct.
And I would argue that $1,200 a month, even $2,600 a month, not enough to bend my morality over. I was making way more money than that.
Correct.
I didn't realize how bad they were until I got canceled. I didn't get canceled knowing that it was horrible and struggling to hang on to a business that I, was had on my money. I got kicked out thinking that I had been kicked out of heaven. Like Adam and Eve ate that, Eve ate that apple. Everybody got intelligent and got kicked out of Eden. I felt like I'd been kicked out of Eden. I couldn't believe it.
It just dawned on me right now that our stories are so like completely different, although the end result's the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
So completely different. Like it just now hit me because I was canceled when the last year of my life was miserable and I saw the wizard behind the curtain, right? So, and you were in the highlight of I'm going to bring back this piece and we're going to fucking rock it. And you were sticking up for a disabled person. Like
it
it's
never
crazy.
occurred to me for a moment when I was making a point to the people on that boat that they had to treat the handicapped person with respect, that paparazzi would cancel me for having a negative attitude at a paparazzi sponsored event.
Right.
For not having a positive attitude. Positivity and professionalism is one of their policy and procedure requirements. They said that I didn't have a positive attitude at a paparazzi sponsored event because I tried to get Norwegian Cruise Lines to stop harassing a handicapped man and provide him with services to allow him off the boat when we docked.
Right.
It's a long story. We did a whole tea time about it. If you haven't watched it, I'm not going to go into it now. But the funny thing was, this was a husband of an elite who's still a paparazzi elite.
Correct.
Because they told paparazzi they were sorry for causing a fuss.
Kiss their ass.
They apologized for, requiring special services on a trip and said they'd never do it again. And I believe that the husband, who had been the focus of this problem, if I remember correctly, in his email stated that he was sorry to be a burden and he would not come to any future paparazzi events. And guess what?
Are you kidding me? He apologized for being a burden?
So
she allowed him to do that?
Like, I don't think that you allow, I don't think that, this was them trying to get their livelihood back because they were told, you better beg for forgiveness, beg for forgiveness, beg for forgiveness. And Jen Dyer knows the story too. And she said, yep, he did. So I'm not wrong. Okay.
I'm about ready to throw up.
Whereas I said,
apologize for your disability and you would not burden them anymore?
I read my emails that I had responded to compliance with, who basically said, I don't understand what this attitude of yours is. How can you, as an entity, I wasn't even attacking Paparazzi Accessories. I was attacking the behavior of Norwegian Cruise Lines.
I'm absolutely floored right now. Floored. I'm so floored that I forgot what we were even talking about before.
Well, we're talking about, not knowing what to do when you've been in this business for so long and how to get out. Well, it's very simple. You just quit. If you have to go look for another job, so what? You think there's some shame in not making a success out of a network marketing business? Most network marketers fail. In fact, 99.7% of network marketers lose money in their business. So that 0.03%, yeah, I don't believe that even Paparazzi's success rate is 0.03%. I think it's more like 0.001%.
I agree. I totally agree.
They've hit what, 500,000, about 500,000 people. And yeah, there's a very, very, very small percentage of them who've come out making money. There are people who will tell you that they're elite, which means that they have a commission check that's large enough from a team that they, are supposedly reaching a certain level of commission, but they turn around and spend all that money on product that they're not selling. So they're not actually making a profit. I don't want folks to misunderstand our point here.
Right.
We are giving people information that they will never get while they are looking only toward paparazzi consultants about how to run their business or whether or not that business is a valid business. We're not telling anyone to quit. We're saying if you can live with yourself with the way this company operates, then that's you.
Monica Cox. And it's disgusting when you know that it's a cult and you admit to others that it's a cult and you can't stand the founders and you tell people that you can't stand the founders, that you literally admit that you are physically ill from the stress, and then you still go and recruit people to put money in your pocket. You're probably the lowest human being on the face of this earth.
Helping people sell their jewelry because they have
Lowest.
invested money in their inventory. I can respect you still trying to help people sell inventory. But recruiting people, I draw the line at that. If you're still recruiting people, you actually have missed the entire point because you're inviting in folks to suffer the way you have.
Correct.
If cancer was contagious, would you walk around offering cancer to people? No, you would not.
Pretty much. That's spot on, right? Misery loves company. And if I suffer through and I'm at the top right now. So if I can just get more money in my pocket before it all crashes down, I don't care who I have to suck the blood out of. I'm just going to do it. That's inhumane. This is the other point I want to talk about. And I'm glad that you brought this up. And I don't think I saved the post. Let me talk about the Better Business Bureau real quick, but the ratings for the Better Business Bureau under paparazzi right now is an F. And I don't know if you guys know this, but the Better Business Bureau does not take their ratings based on complaints. It's based on the company's actions, right? And the reason why paparazzi has an F with the Better Business Bureau is because they failed to respond to 43 complaints fired against the business. And they're going to continue to fail that because they don't even want to talk about their misdoings for the convention. They don't want to talk about anything that paparazzi ever does wrong. They want to spread false, fake rainbows and sunshine. And eventually that shit's going to crash down on you. So they are an F with the Better Business Bureau. And do you think the founders give a fuck? No, because they believe that they're above that. Because they have the Tommy Johnsons and the Monica Cox and the Erica Coles and the Michelle Johnnies doing their dirty work, saying how amazing this company is with paparazzi colored sunglasses on while their pockets get lined. Why do you think that they were okay finally canceling me? I was probably the one with the biggest fucking mouth in that company. When I thought that somebody was a piece of shit, I told them that they were a piece of shit. I gave the founders the opportunity to speak up in a fucking group chat to let them know how much that I felt that they were deteriorating this company, how they want us to stand behind them and listen to everything they say and trust them. They don't tell us anything. Their compliance is a piece of shit. I mean, it was bad. I was literally going rogue and they fucking knew it. I want you to stand up for what you believe in. So not only are you scared to go anyplace else because of everything that you built, you're literally letting the fear of paparazzi still dictate your future, which is what they bank on with these consultants. They tell you you are nothing without paparazzi. They tell you this all the time. Come on. Look at all the leaders that tell you this. Don't go look anyplace else. The grass isn't greener. It's all about paparazzi. You're all going to fail. You're going to fail. You're going to fail. You're going to fail. You're going to fail.
The funny thing is, if they stopped and looked at their own finances, they would see they're already failing.
Correct.
I mean,
correct.
What is Patty Shevlin's rank? It's a jet setter at least, correct?
Yeah, I don't know. She's really hot.
She's got a big check coming in every month, but she was doing a training video where she announced that she's purchased more jewelry than she's sold.
Correct. But they don't, that doesn't matter to them
So
because
if you do not intend to recruit and you just intend to sell jewelry, even the highest elite consultants are not selling more than they're buying, which means that they're not a success either. So just like what we spoke about at the beginning, where they're challenging all these people on their teams to do all of these things that they don't do themselves, they're not making money selling jewelry. They're making money bringing people into the company and convincing them to buy jewelry. They are living off of the 10%, the 5%, the 1%
correct.
that they are getting as their commission checks. They are not selling jewelry and making a living.
Correct. And there was something else I wanted to segue with that, and I totally
I'm
forgot
trying to read the comments. I apologize if
because I
anybody
did the
had something that they wanted to bring up, and I just keep missing it. They're flying by really fast.
I did the BB&B thing, and there was something else that I wanted to talk about in regards to that. But these people, these leaders, that the hypocrites that we talked about when we opened up the show with, not leading by example and being very hypocritical. You know, Michelle Johnny, before I left, did nothing but, Jerry, help me with my sales. My sales are so down, blah, blah, blah. The reason why these leaders wave in sales so much is because somebody like a Geraldine comes along, and then all the consultants go watch that girl, and they purchase. Why the consultants purchase off of other consultants at $5, it blows my mind. I don't, because the fear of FOMO. Oh, I missed that unicorn wrap, I need to go get it from Geraldine or one of the other people who got it, right? And so if you're this front face of paparazzi, everybody's going to flood to your show. I got new releases 50% of the time. And my sales were still skyrocketing because I freaking worked my ass off. Like, I worked hard. And I really did think that most of my sales were from consultants. But then after I left, I figured out it was kind of 50-50, because paparazzi scares people so bad into even watching my shows. Consultants weren't buying from me with my new boutique. These were my true customers who just liked me. And this is where I was going with it. See, I knew it would happen. Let me tell you about the people who are successful in multi-level marketing companies and why it truly is 0.001%. These people have a specific charisma about them. They can actually lead people to anything if they have the platform to do it. And I'm not saying that I'm all that in a bag of chips. I never, ever wanted to be a public speaker. I'm very introverted. However, I'm very passionate and I'm very real. So there's this ability that these people have to lead people. Erica Cole has this. I think she's scum and she's a piece of shit, but she has that certain, like, you have this, you just want it, whatever it is, you want it. So when they tell you, join this company and buy $5 jewelry and you can be just like me, they want to believe it. They want to do it. These people have the opportunity to do something awesome with their lives, or they have the opportunity to sell their souls literally to the devil. Okay. And this is why I'm very specific now in the multi-level marketing companies I am in. And anybody who's on my teams know I don't train. And I was even going to start training in Bellamy, and I'm not trying to promote myself, in Bellamy, about how you just are a better person every single day by getting up and being your best. I decided not to. Do you know why? I don't want anybody to connect that with Bellamy, that I'm trying to lead people down a false hope of a multi-level marketing company, because that's what these people do. And let me tell you something. Oh my God, I have so much to say. When I left Paparazzi, I was scouted. I didn't even know this shit existed. Me and Tracy were talking about this. I was scouted by other multi-level marketing companies, not the two that I belong to right now. I solely belong to those two because I love their product. Like, their product, I can't find a product better than that. I was scouted by other multi-level marketing companies that were willing to pay me more than what Paparazzi was paying me to skyrocket me to the front of their commission earnings. Now, I'm not saying that Paparazzi does this, but I'm saying this is how shady they are, to skyrocket me because they knew I was going to be able to influence tons of people to come buy their product. And I'm like, two different people did this with me. And I said, first and foremost, I don't even know your product. And I'm not going to tell people to use your product just because you're going to line my pocket with money. And I'll tell you, Susie was present with me on one of these. Okay. She was hearing it all in the background. Okay, Geraldine, we'll send you the product for free, but it doesn't matter. Our product's amazing. So when are you going to jump on board? We're willing to give you all this money right now.
They'll give you corporate legs. They'll guarantee that they'll put people under you. They're the widows and orphans that join from the website. They'll set you up. They'll put you on stage at convention. They offered so much stuff.
Kid you not. And I said no. I've already sold my soul
girl.
once. I will never do it again. And the multi-level marketing companies I do belong to, well, how much do they pay you? I don't give a shit how much they pay me. I love their product. This is what you call integrity. At the end of the day, I have to go to sleep at night. At the end of the day, I have to live with me. I don't have to be a circus monkey and perform for my uplines who are telling me to do these challenges that they don't even do themselves. Hypocrisy. I have to live up to my morals and my beliefs. You damn well know if you're selling paparazzi that it does contain lead, it does contain nickel, it does contain cadmium.
But I want to point something out to you. When I first joined, Caroline, my daughter Caroline has a nickel sensitivity. She cannot wear most costume jewelry. I bought a paparazzi box to let her try the products out to see if they would make her ears hurt. And they didn't. So my whole point in going forward with a paparazzi business was that I believed them that they were lead and nickel free. We're finding out now that they are not. And see, that is the thing. When I joined, I did believe in the product. And all I wanted to do was sell the product. I had no intention of getting caught up in building a team or being some big corporate blah, blah. I didn't have that intention.
Right.
Most of the product that I bought by the end of my paparazzi business was to other consultants. I was just a middleman. I have, I guess, the list from would say like 85% of them were consultants. And they were buying multiple pieces because I had multiple pieces. So when somebody would buy 5, 5, 5, 10, 5, 10, I was buying 50 of things and selling them out at $5.
Right.
And I'd say to people, why are you buying this from me at $5? Well, I can't get on. I'm a nurse. I'm a teacher. I work second shift. I just can't be on. And everything was gone immediately, which is not the case now. But for a while there was no supply for the demand, right? So yeah, I kept buying these large amounts of jewelry thinking, well, this can't last forever, but I'm going to ride this wave. Surely everybody's going to figure this out and they're going to start buying more product. And you know what I mean? I'll just have this left over for the store, whatever I buy. It never happened because they don't increase the amount that they buy.
Right.
So they have 100,000 active consultants because I think they told us once only 40% of their total number of consultants are actually ever active at a time. And they're up to 500,000, consultant ID numbers. So I figure every day randomly there's 40% of 500,000 is what? It's 80,000 people. But I'm going to say, just say that's a little low. We'll say 75,000 to 100,000 people are online trying to buy 10,000 of something. Each item only comes, we did the numbers and we confirmed them with somebody that used to work at Paparazzi. Depending on the item number, the smallest lot they make of something is like 15,000, but they hold some back for breakage. The largest they make is like 50,000. So there's 100,000 people trying to get something that only exists in a finite amount of between 15 and 50,000 pieces. That's why it's all gone in a minute or so when 100,000 people are shopping for it. They never increase their amounts because they want you to fight over it. They love every day that there's a feeding frenzy. And this is not me. This is not me speculating. This is me having watched Misty Kirby say, of course it's sold out. I designed it. Well, that's lie number one. Lie number two is that it's definitely, if it's sold out, you should be happy because that means it's a guaranteed seller. And we're going to have something else. Everything's just as hot. No, it's not. Because I can tell you that when I started selling off my inventory, 15 to 20% of it went immediately, and the other 80% just sat there because it wasn't what people wanted.
Right.
She has very specific taste. It is not universal. They made 1 million of those teeth rings. You killing me. You never understood whether or not provide enough jewelry for everyone because they want the fear.
It's
The fear
FOMO.
of missing out is part of their business plan.
Mm-hmm. And I used to
FOMO
train
is
that.
part of their business plan.
They
want you to become addicted. They want you to experience the high, that adrenaline rush of getting it at 3:00. So every day you come back to know you beat everyone else out and got the hot pieces.
And
they guarantee themselves constant sellouts to their own consultants.
And you're not even
thinking it.
Right. And you're not even thinking at the time whether or not you can even sell it or what kind of customer base you have. There's none of that analytical thought process because it's so automatic on the FOMO. And I used to train this to my team. You guys stop bitching about pieces not being available to everybody, because if that's the case, we would be doing Mary Kay or Avon. The fact is that it's the fear of missing out. So if you're a leader collecting commissions, this is where your commissions come from, right? And that's how people get overloaded with jewelry that they can't sell, and there was times that I overbought a piece and I'm like, shit, how am I going to sell this? I thought for sure it was going to be gone, and it's still in the back office because it's something that they bought a gazillion billion of, but you didn't think that they would. I mean, that's their whole business model, and it's shady. Some people can say they're smart because they're making tons of money, but when it comes to knowing that you're destroying people's lives and that you are brainwashing them in this cultish behavior, that's evil. That's evil. Yeah.
KSC, you're blind. KSC House says, I'm blind and I could never get the pieces. See, they set you up for failure. It makes me so sad because listen, I know what the addiction felt like because Jerry said she only got new releases 50% of the time because you were on the You've Pissed Him Off server. I was not on the You've Pissed Him Off server. I got new releases almost every day. I very rarely, if ever, lost something. I would say I got, and Caroline can probably check me if I'm wrong, but I bet I got 90 to 95% of what I wanted every day if I considered it a hot piece. Sometimes I would go through so fast I'd miss something and I'd know, okay, I didn't even try to go back the second time. It was whatever I got on the first round. I tried to get the things that I knew would be what I could sell. I very rarely lost. When I did lose, I felt like I'd failed at something. I felt like I'd actually failed. Like I had done something wrong when I didn't get it. Like I had failed myself in my business.
Yeah,
the brainwashing is real, and I felt it every day.
I was Empire still, and I literally, if anybody ever followed my page, I missed 50% of the hot pieces all the time. There was some days I didn't get anything hot, and I had to pull shit out of their back office to make sure that I could sell it. So
no, that was not me. I had the opposite problem. I used to say to people all the time, well, if you're not getting the new releases, you probably just need better internet. Are you clearing your cache? That had nothing to do with it, and we know that now.
Correct.
We know now that they completely control access, who can check out first, how things are going to work.
They do.
That is something completely within Paparazzi's control, and they don't do anything about it.
Correct.
So,
correct.
I thought that I was giving people advice that they could use what I was saying. Okay, clear your cache, make sure that your credit card's on file, go through, sort like this, do like that. I was telling people exactly what I did every day, and they still were missing out. And I'm like, I just don't know. I just don't know why then. Well, now I do know why. But the thing is, at the time, I wouldn't have believed you if you'd have told me that somebody was in the back office messing with everybody's servers. Who had access to what? I wouldn't have believed it.
And I'll call out the names. Me, Monica Cox, and Mandy Heinch actually figured that out we would always be on a group call about who could get what. And you could tell that there was either on different server, whatever the case may be, but you could tell it's not the same. And this is why Raimi Grimm gets all the hot new pieces because she's on the favorites list. There's favorites that they love, that they absolutely love. This is why, oh, I don't know where she went. This is why can't I think of her freaking name? I can't stand her. Gotham Bling. She's Misty Kirby's favorite. This is why she is always getting everything, right? There they prey on people's emotions, impulses, and
Jerry, hold on a
ambitions.
second. We're having a big audio problem. Hold on just a second. I'm going to try to fix it.
The devil.
Say something again.
Hey,
Nope. See, does everybody else hear that, or is it just me?
I hear you, and it's nasty. You sound like something from the Heidi Bound. On my end, it's weird. People that are watching on my end are fine. So strange.
Okay, I'm going to try to fix the sound. Hold on just a second.
Well, we're actually good. We should probably wrap this one up. We did what we needed. I wanted to read what Marie Pino had said about how disgusting they are about preying on people. I can't find it now. Oh, wait, is that it? How dare they prey on people's girlfriend? That's exactly what they're doing. And that's what the leaders do as well. They prey on that and they know exactly what to do. Okay. Sound is a mess. We definitely got our point across. I set out what I needed to talk about: hypocrisy and leadership and paparazzi. Yeah, see, if you're watching on my feed, the sound is okay. If you're watching on Tracy's feed, she does. She sounds like the crypt keeper. Exactly. That's funny. I have to go anyways. I have so much to do. Are you back? Is it good? Say something. No. That's crazy.
It sounds so funny.
I don't know what's going on with you over there. That's weird. Mine's good on my end, but not yours.
It's mine. I'll figure it out.
But you sounded fine right there. Okay. I think this was a great tea time. I have got so much to go do. I said my piece. Hopefully we can get our guest on here next week to talk about Clubhouse. I would love to hear some shit about that. It's a place for them to brainwash people without being interrupted, is what Clubhouse is. So look at Tracy's afraid to say anything.
Okay, so everybody said that you sound fine and I sound funny, but on my end, you sound like Charlie Brown's teacher.
Okay. Stay feisty.